Oh. Oh, good. It gives me a little notice that I'm live on YouTube. Hey, that's a first.
Well, they keep making it better.
Yeah,
Yeah, one or two people are using it now, so
uh, just one or two.
yeah.
Okay, we are now public and I can share with you. Share to a friend's profile. Hallelujah. Here, Beth DeSombra. By the way, Beth, did I just say your name right?
Nobody does. Beth DeSombrie. Pretend there's
Some.
a couple extra E's on the end.
Okay, DeSombri. Okay. Um,
Hi, Beth.
Good to
oh,
see
did I not introduce you? I
you.
didn't, did I?
It's
No, you're
okay.
fine. You're
We'll
fine.
meet the important ways.
That's right.
Okay, and sharing to you, Randy. Randy Brown. And here you go. Okay. Oh, the other thing that I forgot to mention is there is a tip jar. It will be split three ways at the end of the show, and it'll be on the Facebook and on the YouTube. Yes, I know. Ken apparently is saying hi to you, Beth. He just informed me that you're a professor, but I knew that. Did that just happen?
The professoring? No, long-term thing.
That's what I thought.
Day job. Night job. One of
Among
those
the
all-encompassing jobs.
among the better ones. Oh, thank you. Well, I just got reminded by several people to turn on the recording. So it is now on, and here comes the tip jar. And I'll be right back. I'm going to head to YouTube and make sure that happens there
Okay.
too. And it is right now 3 o'clock. So I want to welcome everybody to Any Sunday Songwriters. My guests this week are Beth DeSombri, who is in Boston, but I met her in Utah on the stage at the IAMA Salt Lake City annual festival, which I'm not sure is continuing even before COVID hit and we all had to get off our respective stages. Um, and listen to her music and am delighted to have the opportunity to invite her here. And also by Randy Brown, who is Randy Lewis Brown in the little corner of his box here. And Randy, I can't remember where we met. Maybe at Swerfa?
Yeah, it was Swerfa. Yeah,
Was it? Okay. Randy lives right here in Texas and somewhere near Tyler, I believe.
yeah, about 30 miles north.
Yeah, and as he just reminded me, he's in Tornado Alley, and they've been promising them storms today, but it looks like they're not going to get them, and we're very grateful for that because we kind of had enough storms, you know.
Yeah, all my azaleas are dead already. I don't need any more help.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Randy's going to kick it off and sing us something cheery for replanting azaleas.
Well, actually, this is a single that was just released in January, and I think this is the last day of Black History Month, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it
Okay.
is.
Seems
And
like
the,
an appropriate song for it. This was released for Martin Luther King Day. This is about my personal awakening. Mama was Okie. Daddy was a Texan. And I was born in Louisiana, the year Hank Williams died. And I was raised on shape notes singing every time the doors were open. June bugs buzzing all around our head down at the Church of Christ. My daddy had a paper route through the Shreveport Times, Longstreet, Logansport, and Keachai. long before daylight. And on Sundays, Mom went with him. Papers flying out both windows, and we'd be sleeping in the back seat on DeSoto Parish nights. DeSoto Parish nights, evening news, black and white. Said our prayers, closed our eyes. DeSoto Parish nights. Summer evenings in the darkness, while the crickets whistled Dixie and far off trains were moaning beneath the crescent August moon. There in our little rent house in Mansfield, Louisiana, we'd be dreaming of a bigger world from inside our tiny room. Life was plain and simple, like a fried bologna sandwich, and we had those pretty often when the paper route slowed down. No, we never did go hungry, but we did do some complaining. But even poor white folks were better off than the other side of town. DeSoto Parish nights, evening news, black and white. Say your prayers, close your eyes. DeSoto Parish nights. Then one Sunday evening, a black couple came from Shreveport, sat out on the back pew as communion trays were passed around. They're only here to stir up trouble. That's what our preacher told us. And two deacons headed for the back quickly showed them out. I hang my head when I remember those whites only signs on restrooms and how casually we use that word as if we had a right. And sometimes on summer evenings, well, you could smell the crosses burning deep in the darkness of DeSoto Parish nights. DeSoto Parish nights, evening news, black and white. Said our prayers, closed our eyes. DeSoto Parish nights. Said our prayers, closed our eyes. DeSoto Parish nights. Mom was a Okie. Daddy was a Texan, and I was born in Louisiana the year Hank Williams died.
How wonderful.
Thank you.
And Beth, what do you have for us?
Well, I'll pick up the theme and observe the end of Black History Month. Because I live in Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren is my senator. I'm proud to have her as my senator. And 4 years ago, she was reading Coretta Scott King's letter on the Senate floor to oppose Jeff Sessions' nomination. So this song ends with her, but it takes a trip first through Rosa Parks and then Aisha Evans, who you may not know her name, but you've probably seen the image of this striking woman in a long flowing dress standing in front of a wall of police in riot gear protesting. So, oops, hold on, let me just quickly, okay, sorry. Never mind. When she refused to yield her seat on that December day, she was warned. White folks get priority, the law just works that way, they explained. Centuries of fear were represented on that bus. Nothing would have ever changed if no one made a fuss. So when she sat down, she took a stand for all of us. She persisted. She was warned, they explained. She persisted. When yet another black man's death impelled her to the streets, she was warned. Black Lives Matter protests bring nothing but defeat, they explained. Facing cops in riot gear, she simply stopped and stood in her flowing garments, doing what she could, willing to invite arrest so we all understood. She persisted. She was warned, they explained. She persisted. When she read out Coretta's words against the nominee, she was warned. You can't speak ill of senators with whom you disagree, they explained. But democracy depends on keeping voting rights secured. A racist who denies them should be taken at his word. She invited censure to be certain we all heard. She persisted. She was warned, they explained. She persisted. And if the future tells of the resistance that we led, when they speak of how we won, I hope it will be said, we were warned, they explained, we persisted. We were warned, they explained, we persisted.
Brava. So, Randy, according to an audience member, you could be a little bit louder. So, on your next song, if you can turn up any, that'd be great. I don't have a song for the end of Black History Month. I have to say, I have a ton of songs for Women's Month that's coming up. But I recalled this one today because really after everything that we've gone through, and even at the beginning of 2021, which was supposed to be noticeably better than 2020, still there's been a lot of stuff to, well, you know what there's been. And really when somebody says, how are you? It depends when they ask and when you answer. And that's kind of what this song is about. Baby's pretending she's dancing on the ceiling, leaping over chandeliers, reaching out her hands to touch the floor. Her daddy's on his way home. Any minute he'll be coming through the door. And just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know it cannot last, 'cause I've learned from the past, You cannot stop the travels of time. Just for this moment, everything is fine. Long ago I read life would be better if we could let go and let ourselves be here now. Well, you know that's not so easy. You get lazy and distracted and forget somehow that just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know that it will end, and even the memory will slowly dim and fade. But just for this moment, everything's okay. Moments come and go, love will ebb and flow, and children grow. We don't live forever. So I want you to know I love you so, and I'm so glad we're together. The way it is today, there but for the grace, praise on my mind and colors my thoughts constantly. But every now and then my eyes will open so I can see that just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know that we'll move on, and the moment will be gone, and I wouldn't change that even if I could. Just for this moment, life is so good. Thank you. Okay, and we just keep doing that round and round until we run into 5 o'clock.
Cool. I love pessimistic songs. Thank you. I'll try to follow up on that one. How about that? I'm trying to decide between two songs. I'm going to do a brand new one. This one's going to be on a new record that'll be out next year. It was inspired during COVID. You'll see why. This old car don't run no more. Transmission shot, it's burning oil. Took me to work every day since '94. Now this old car don't run no more. Plant let me go, said I'm too old. But they took my name on the food stamp rolls. Keeps the grandkids fed, but it starves my soul. This old car don't run no more. How long do I fight this fight? How long till I see blue sky? And how long till I can sleep at night? This old car don't run no more. When this old car don't run no more. Sitting at the house, it's messing up my head. So I recall what my great granddad said a man that's got no work, he might as well be dead. And this old car don't run no more. How long do I fight this fight? And how long till I see blue sky? And how long till I can sleep at night? This old car don't run no more. This old car don't run no more. Well, it ran so good, ran so fast. It was a damn good car, but nothing lasts. How long do I fight this fight? How long till I see blue sky? And how long till I can sleep at night? How long, how long, how long? This old car don't run. This old car don't run. This old car don't run no more. No more. No more. Thank you. Happy little song there.
Cheery. Yeah, cheery.
Well, I can keep going with both new, inspired by the pandemic, and about as cheery. So I'm actually just coming off February album writing month, where I have written 14 songs this month. It's been a little bit nuts, so you might get the chance to be some of the first people to hear some of these. And this was inspired by other pandemics. Oh, Marguerite, where are you? They say the war is ending soon. I know you would have relished a parade. Maybe that won't happen. They've even shut the churches down. So much about this world has been remade. Marguerite, Marguerite, Marguerite. Oh, Marguerite, I miss you. Your playful smile and solemn eyes. There's no more need for white scarves on our door. Maybe I'll plant daisies. They always make me think of you. I don't know how to hold on anymore. Marguerite, Marguerite, Marguerite. Oh, Marguerite, I'm sorry I couldn't bring your fever down. You spent your final moments in my arms. Your ashen face delivered the hardest lesson I have learned. A mother's love could not keep you from harm. Marguerite, Marguerite, Marguerite.
That was lovely. So, yeah, I tried to do the 14 songs in 28 days. It took me a while to figure out what FAWM meant, but I've been I've been writing since last March. I have 94 new songs. Some of them better than others, I'll admit, but
That's
this
insane.
I
I'm
know it
sorry.
really is insane. But I mean, it just seemed like too good an opportunity to pass up. Because I'm teaching online. I teach music, and I'm teaching online, and so the biggest change was I usually go to my students, and I didn't have to drive anywhere, and it freed up so much time. Austin traffic is legendary for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, I'll tell you more about that in another song. But this was one of the ones that I did get in for February is album writing month. You can wonder to yourself if I am watching. You can whisper that you hope there is a plan. You can cry out in the night for a guiding light, or you can be still and know that I am. You can be still and know that I am. You can ask the elders to share their secrets. You can beg your friends to speak if they can. You can ask scientists and scholars to tell you what they follow. You can be still and know that I am. Or you can be still and know that I am. Watch the wild horses run. Watch the wild flowers in the sun. Watch the children playing in the sand. All the good there will ever be, all the truth you will ever need, all the love since the universe began. You can be still and know that I am. You can be still and know that I am. You can be still and know that I am. You can be still and know that I am. Thank you. The applause is so visual this week. Yeah, I found out about that about the second weekend, that this is the American sign for applause.
What
Love
is?
that. This. I'm
Oh,
holding a pic, so it doesn't look quite right there. Yeah.
it's also hey.
Yes. Getting people's attention.
Well, I'll follow that up with a song along the same vein. As I mentioned in the first song I did, DeSoto Paris Nights, my dad was not the minister in the song, but he was a Church of Christ minister after that. And it's a very non-progressive group, and so I grew up with a lot of ideas about God, and so I decided to write a song after I had gotten older and changed those attitudes, and it's called Lloyd. And the people cried, Lord, Lord, Lord. We all feel guilty, sad, and poor. You know, I think we've been ignored. We could use some help here. And he appeared leaning up against the wall in wholly faded overalls, a big cheek full of red man chaw, one gallus swinging free. Said, now the name's not Lord, it's Lloyd, but I don't get annoyed. You see, I really do enjoy. I'm unexpected. And they said, hell, you can't be the Lord. You're just some dumbass country boy. You must be nuts or unemployed. And he started grinning. There appeared a pile of lumber, and he laughed so loud it thundered, and they all stood slack-jawed in wonder. And he built a Ferris wheel. He said, you know, life is like this wheel. The ups and downs, they seem so real, but no matter how they make you feel, it's just illusion. 'Cause there's no heaven, no hell, no sin. Just this wheel that spins and spins and on, it never ends. Forever. And then he turned and he walked away. He said, hey, I'll leave you kids to play. Enjoy every single day. They are my present. And the people cried, Lord, Lord, Lord. Our faith has been restored and we no longer feel ignored. Please visit us every day. So what if God were a country boy and his name were really Lloyd? And he said life was to enjoy and not feel guilty. Praise the Lord.
Okay. I have to go here. So this actually, I wrote this song during a different February album writing month. Years past. I do this thing every year. And one of the things you learn in February when you have to write 14 songs is you take any piece of inspiration you have. So I keep a little notebook by the side of my bed, and I, usually wake up in the middle of the night and I write things down, and then, I get up in the morning and I work with them. But one morning in my notebook by the side of my bed, in my handwriting, so I was pretty sure I had something to do with it, was the phrase, mandolins for Scientologists. I have no memory of writing that phrase down. I had no idea what I meant by that when I wrote it down in the middle of the night, but it was February and I had to write a song, so this is what it became. My time on earth was over, and I heard that trumpet sound, when the chariot came for to carry me home. Here is the glory I found. Mandolins for Scientologists, Hare Krishna's playing bass, a cacophony of consonants hidden in one holy place. The afterlife they'd prayed about and their chosen promised land was only a rehearsal for a pan-religious bluegrass band. Episcopalians picking banjo while the Baptists fiddled low. All the Lutherans learning dobro kept the Catholics' guitar slow. And no matter how they worshipped or the kingdom that they planned, they're all gathered here together in the pan-religious bluegrass band. Atheists and non-believers choosing chords and keys and meter. Turns out they're the faithful leaders of this blessed band. I saw Muslims playing mouth harp on the songs that Buddhists knew, with the rhythm section held down by the Mormons, Jains, and Jews. I guess there really is a heaven given by divine command. It's eternity in harmony, a pan-religious bluegrass band. Eternity in harmony, a pan-religious bluegrass band.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
And great use of a prompt, if ever I heard one. Here it is. I grew up Jewish, and at this point, I can honestly report that I I don't. I have sort of a panorama of religious beliefs, and this pretty much describes what I think. It was born out of reading a novel. I'm sorry, it was not a novel. It was nonfiction. I like those science books that are written for the lay person because you emerge from them feeling like you actually know something now, and the truth is you don't, but you feel good about it. So this one was about multiple dimensions. It was about string theory, basically, and I firmly believe that songs come from, you know, and you just put up your hand when you're ready for a song, and when you open your hand, you deal with Scientologists and mandolins. So this was the result of reading that book. In the fifth dimension, I can see right through you. I can hear you thinking. I can think back to you. I'll be all around you. I'll even be within you. Come to think about it, might have even been you in the fifth dimension. I have this mic cord that is interfering with the playing of the piano, and I'm having to dodge around it. In the fifth dimension, out where hyperspace is, we can hear the angels singing, look into their faces. No one else can find us. We'll go undetected. And if we should die, why, we'll be resurrected in the fifth dimension. Come swing through past and future like a pendulum. Leave your maps and clocks behind. It's a space-time continuum. The stars will be up and the galaxies. We can be so free to the nth degree. Come swing through past and future like a pendulum. Leave your maps and clocks behind. It's a space-time continuum. The stars will be our companions and the galaxies. We can be so free to the nth degree. And in the fifth dimension, in the fifth dimension, at the speed of light we'll fly. All the locks will open, all the knots untie. There'll be no confusion. We'll understand the meaning and escape the illusion like mystical Houdinis in the fifth dimension. Thank you. That was pretty much the most athletic version of that song I've ever performed. I'm going to have to do something about my mic cord, so I'm going to mute. Take it away.
Oh, I hope I can remember this song. It was on a record from, I guess, back 2012. But it's not about the fifth dimension, but it is about Erwin Schrödinger. Always worried about his cat. In fact, this song is called Schrödinger's Cat. Erwin Schrödinger, a scientific gunslinger, he did his best work in his head. Well, maybe I won't do that. I'm completely blank. Okay, I am blank. Sorry about that, guys. You inspired me, and I haven't done the song probably in 5 years. So, okay, let's see what we got. Here's one about growing up. So now we fish the Sabine River before the leader bend. Took cane poles and watermelons, but we'd mostly eat and swim. Then we'd wade across to Texas, while Comanches itching for a fight. You know, that felt like such a distance back to the Louisiana side. From the airport to the Sabine was 1,000 miles or so. And I'm back on this river like all those years ago. To think on hopeless situations sent me running back to this lost shore. See, those miles don't make the distance, don't make a difference anymore. It's not a lifetime, it's not a light years, it's not the turns made of the wheel, not the miles that make the distance, no, it's the way they make you feel. So time and space, it keeps collapsing, like through the wrong end of a lens, and it feels this journey's over before it can begin. And there's some old man in my mirror, he's staring back like this ain't real. He says those miles don't make the distance, no, it's the way they make you feel. That's not a lifetime, it's not a light years, it's not the turns made to the wheel, not the miles that make the distance, no, it's the way they make you feel. And it's not a lifetime, it's not a light years, it's not the turns made to the wheel, not the miles that make the distance, no, it's the way they make you feel. Make you feel. This is this old man in my mirror staring back. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, I think I will. This is in a way also about growing up, but slightly differently. This is one of my new ones from very recently, a couple days ago. 53 letters you wrote me that autumn, hope sent in small, careful lines. Your words said your heart was still pledged to another, but I could pretend it was mine. You gave me 53 reasons to doubt you, and I didn't want to resist. When you returned in the spring, still encumbered, we shared one prohibited kiss. Ooh, time moves on, only the echoes remind us. Ooh, when it's gone. 7 months later, with 3 states between us, I'd put you out of my mind. When you asked if I'd like to come for a visit, I left discretion behind. And even though I too had my own beloved, when caught in your orbit I fell. I never told him where I'd gone that weekend, the start of just one more farewell. Ooh, time moves on, only the echoes remind us. Ooh, when it's gone. I still have those 53 letters you wrote me, tucked in a box on a shelf. I haven't reread them, but still they remind me of stories I tell to myself. Since then I've been careful of hunger and heartache, I've hidden my yearning from view. But I learned about autumn I couldn't be trusted, and I still fear that it's true. Ooh, time moves on, only the echoes remind us. Ooh, when it's gone.
My
Thanks.
goodness, you guys. I myself am so deep in denial, it's not funny. And in fact, let me explain exactly how deep. Those are just lovely songs. Oh, and one of our guests has asked me to announce that he has an open mic that happens on Tuesday evenings. And if you would like to be part of an open mic that happens on Tuesday evenings in Rockland, New York, is that right? Good. Then leave your email in the chat and mention that it's specifically for Harry Geist, so that, did I say that right? Good. So that he'll know to collect that email and let you know all the details about his open mic. But this is my feelings about the passing of time, and in particular, the end. I will not be going without a struggle. No one will have to say, don't go gently to that good night. I'll be kicking and screaming and hanging on to the door jams, protesting all the way that I'm not done with this life. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear some truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes, and then I'll be ready to say goodbye. Maybe. believe he had a word with God. All I want to know is, when is it my turn? 'Cause I'm thinking miracles can't be all that hard. I want to see peace. I want to see joy. I want to hear the truth without the noise. I want to see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready and I'll say goodbye. World peace is coming soon. We're gonna live up on the moon. I wanna watch that dream come true. I wanna be here to see it. I wanna see peace. I wanna see joy. I want to hear some truth. Hold the noise. I wanna see justice with my own eyes. And then I'll be ready to say goodbye. Maybe. Maybe not. Whatever happened to that flying car I was promised? Thank you.
Oh. Now for something completely different. How about that? I have a friend in Austin, great songwriter, Terry Klein, and he and I have written several songs together. And we were sitting around one day trying to figure out what to write about. And I told him my brother-in-law and I were standing out in front of our place talking about my tractor, which needed some repair. And I said, I don't remember what I said. And he said, I said something about dying. And he said, well, you know, dying's easy. It's living that's hard. And I went, oh, wait just a minute. There's a bunny on my nightstand. It's been staring back all day. Hope you're feeling a hair better. Is all that bunny say. Inside in Grandpa's shaky hand, that drugstore get well card is living is easy, dying is easy. It's the living that's hard. You know, living is hard. Mekong Delta 67. Grandpa's face down in the mud, keeping hid from Charlie. Hopes the damp don't foul his gun. He remembers Sergeant told him the first night standing guard, son, dying here is easy. It's the living that's hard. It's a living that's hard. I said, Grandpa, you don't understand. It's dark and I'm so cold. And he said, it weren't Afghanistan. Well, I know, son, I know. Because when my war was over, I was nothing but a shell. But I kept on living, even when living was a living hell. You know, living was a living hell. So I'm on my best behavior till I get my shoestrings and my belt. And if I'll go or if I'll stay, well, I don't know myself. Late at night, my grandpa's words echo in the dark. Dying is easy. It's the living that's hard. You know every day is hard. There's a bunny on my nightstand. There's a bunny on my nightstand. There's a bunny on my nightstand. Thank y'all.
Okay. That makes me think of this one. This was written for my friend Jen. Her father was a truck driver, and he loved driving. So much so that when he knew he was about to die, he called his daughter, Jen, to his side to say that he wanted her to find a way after he passed to commemorate his love of driving. He had a suggestion. He thought that maybe she should take his ashes and throw them off a highway overpass. Jen's response was, "But Dad, isn't that illegal?" To which he said, "Well, that's not my problem now, is it?" So when she came up with the perfect thing to do with his ashes, I decided I had to write his song. Just as soon as I was legal, I signed on to drive the coal. Didn't matter where I headed. Open road, my only goal. Drove the snowplow winter evenings, ice cream van on summer days. If I could, I'd drive the mail truck, anything so I could stay between the white lines, between the white lines. I got hired for the long haul shortly after we were wed. Though she hoped for wine and flowers, I chose maps and freight instead. Just a phone call at a rest stop let me know that she was gone. But a load was due in Syracuse, so I kept moving on. Between the white lines, between the white lines. With my eyesight slowly fading, I now carry lighter loads. If I'm home, the Weather Channel is the way I watch the roads. When time comes to leave this highway, I don't know where I'll be bound. In a pickup or a Kenworth, I was lost, but now I'm found. Between the white lines, between the white lines. Take Route 70 from Zanesville after farewell prayers are said. Put my ashes in your flatbed, nowhere else to lay my head. Going 80 down the highway, send me flying proud and free. Drop me where they lay new asphalt, so I'll forever be between the white lines, between the white lines, between the white lines, between. Thank you. True story.
Lovely song, too. I've been curious about that one since you started singing it at the sound check. Wonder what this is about. So, as I mentioned earlier, I met Beth in Utah. And at the festival that they used to have and perhaps still do have, or will have again, in Salt Lake City. And I've arranged a tour to go through New Mexico and Colorado. Sorry, New Mexico and Colorado. Oh, come on. You can do it. I know you'd prefer that I tune, so I'm going to. What is that? We tune because we care? Anyway, I was coming from Colorado and headed for Salt Lake City, where some friends who were involved in the festival, that's where they lived. And they advised me to come on 70, but when I got to the road that goes over the mountain, to take that road because otherwise going down 70 to 15 was way out of the way. But when I got to, I think it was 6 that goes over the mountain, and when I got there, I looked up at the mountain, and there was a storm going on up there, and I decided to ignore their advice and just go out of my way because I didn't actually have to get there any time before bedtime, I suppose. And I kept going down 70, and I was so glad that I had, because I had never seen southern Utah before, and it is staggeringly beautiful. Like heart-stoppingly beautiful. And so at one point, I finally gave up my determination to keep driving and got out and got my phone out to take a picture because my husband wasn't with me. Andy wasn't in the car. And so I thought he would just love this. I should get out and take a picture of it for him. And I got out and I held up my phone camera and I went, you know, if you can hold it in your hand, it's not going to have the right effect. So I put my camera away and wrote him this song instead. This is me in my car. Let me take you west. Fill your eyes with beauty. I could show you pictures, but they'd just be small and puny. You would not feel satisfied. You would not feel blessed like if you saw it with your own eyes. So let me take you west. Let me take you west to timeless earthly majesty in ever-changing robes and jewels left here by the sea. 'Cause you will hear me speak of it, and I will seem obsessed, so there is only one solution. Let me take you west. Let me take you west among the silent brooding canyons and the shouts of pointed rocky spires reaching for the heavens. Spend a day or spend a lifetime, whatever you suggest. Let me show you how I love you. Let me take you west. Imagine this at sunset. Let me take you west. Thank you. Oh, I know there was something I can't. Oh, yes, the tip jar. The tip jar, it's all going to one place and will be split 3 ways after the show. So if you'd like to leave a token of your entertainment, please send it to Jan at jancites.com on PayPal, or capital J, Jan dash capital S Cites on Venmo. That's what it's called, Venmo. And you'll have 3 grateful songwriters.
Okay, well, this song was inspired by a book, a great book. I think it won a Pulitzer. It's called Gilead by Mary Lynn Robinson. Just a fantastic book. It's a very quiet book, but I loved it. The language in it is just gorgeous. So I was reading that book, and I filled half of a notebook full of just notes and ideas that I'd stolen from the book. And I sat down to write the song, but at the same time, my wife was watching television in the living room where I was working on the song, and she was watching a documentary about Ron Popeil. You know, the Ronco guy, the pocket fisherman, and all that. So he made the way into the song too. In fact, he got the title. But wait, there's more. You know the sun's light never falters. The earth just spins around and then, well, it makes morning and evening. That one light that has no end. I am my own civilization, built on the ruins of those before. And ask me how I know this, but wait, there's more. We are all secrets from each other, deeper than a thunderstorm, darker than a lonely midnight call, each with a language all our own. We're all cold and hungry castaways, washed up gasping on the shore. I can't tell you how I know this, but wait, there's more. I watched my children born, buried loved ones neath this mud. So is the sound in my cupped hand? Is it the sea, or only blood? Don't touch the dial, don't change the channel. No, this is not finished yet. So much more here than meets the eye, more than even hope expects. Let that TV chant its mantra, clear its play that's for never-ending recitation. Wait, there's more. Just wait, there. Just you wait, there. Just wait, there's more. Thank you.
That is certainly the most poetic use that Ron Popeil has ever been put to. Pretty amazing. Okay, that puts me in mind of another new one that I wrote this month. We'll see how it goes. When twilight light descends on this journey, tell the sparrows that carry my soul to summon the strength I embodied when I was still steady and whole. And as I embark on the crossing into the back of beyond, please sing me a psalm of remembrance to help me move on. Where what is written in memory and bone, may we all find our way back home. When I have no need of my figure, my form will return to the clay. I hope I'll have left an impression, though little that's solid will stay. The atoms that started as starlight took turns then as daisies or bees. I borrowed them briefly, but now they'll move on as they please. Where what is written in memory and bone, may we all find our way back home. So little about me will linger, soon no one will utter my name. But even when I've been forgotten, the future forever has changed. For time is a tapestry woven, we stitch it and watch it unfold. When I am gone, I'll live on in the stories I've told. Where what is written in memory and bone, may we all find our way back home. Let us all find our way back home. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Before I forget to ask, Beth, where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online?
So this is literally the first pandemic online show I have played. I've been saying no to everything. I've been doing
I'm honored.
coping and writing, and this is it. Like, this is, I don't know why I said yes, but I'm glad I said yes. So I don't know what's coming next. I mean, this was sort of my trial, jumping in, let's see what happens. But you can find me at bethdesambry.com and on Facebook. So hopefully I'll be playing more. I don't like the internet as much as I like real people in person, but this is sort of what we're stuck with now, so I will make the best of it.
Well, thank you for saying yes to me. You can't imagine how delighted I was when you did. And Randy, how about you? Where can people find you online, and what will you be doing next? You're muted.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm not anymore. RandyLewisBrown.com. It's pretty easy to remember. I'm not really doing a lot. I'm kind of like Beth. I've done a few. I haven't done anything in the round. I've done a few solo things, and I found them to be very, I don't know, unfulfilling. Especially when you like Facebook and stuff, when you can't see the other people. So this is fun. This is not, of course, not as good as live, but we've got people from all over. That's pretty cool.
Oh, you have no idea. We have 2 people here from Israel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what time it is there.
Very persuasive, because neither one of us is playing much, and we both said yes to you.
That's right.
Well, I am grateful. Yeah, Jerusalem has a song circle on Sunday mornings, or at least it's Sunday morning for me. What time is it? Like 2 o'clock in the morning, Janet?
midnight.
A quarter past midnight. Okay.
It's still early.
This is who Janet is. A quarter past midnight is still early.
A quarter past midnight.
Yes.
It's your new name, Janet.
And Philippa is also from Jerusalem, so
Wow.
we have a worldwide audience here.
That's incredible.
I like it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so and we're randylewisbrown.com.
Mm-hmm.
You said that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm delighted to have you here. We got a fairly large dose in Texas of climate change, and it turns out that the reason we got that fairly large dose of climate change was because global warming has done something to the air currents, or the warming of the poles has done something to particularly the North Pole, has done something to the air currents up there, so that now they pass quite a bit lower in our way of thinking of it on the planet. And we got a big dose of polar air. And there was, of course, lots of conversation online about that whole concept. And I said something about this being the case since, people used to know not to take too much and, to be gentle with the planet that they called home because they didn't have any other choices. And I said ever since the Industrial Revolution. And she said, no, since the beginning of humanity. Because I said Industrial Revolution was when greed got into the driver's seat. And she said, no, we're talking about the beginning of humanity there. But I disagree, because there was a time when humanity knew to treat the earth gently and to apologize to what you killed and, all of those things. So this is a song about that. Come, let me show you the caves of Lascaux, where horses and deer and buffalo dance. See the walls and the ceilings and the arches above, ancient and sacred, a gift from the artist's hands. Come with me back to a time when we were young. Follow the herds from an African song. Enter the cave where they all freely run. And the artist traced his hands in the caves of Lascaux. Here in our 21st century myth, we all think we live by some God-given plan, and all life on earth is for our benefit, ours for the taking, as fast as we can. But come with me back to a time when we were young. Follow the herds from an African sun. Enter the caves where they all freely run. And the artist traced his hand in the caves of Lascaux. Come kneel in the torchlight, come bow your head, give thanks to your brothers, by whose grace you will be fed. Come with me his hand in the caves of Lascaux. Thank you. Oh, before I go, the next thing that I will be doing online on this format, because I really like being able to see everybody, and it's all just completely selfish on my part, is in 2 weeks. Let me go look this up and make sure that I'm not about to lie to you, because that would not be a good thing. Where's my calendar? In 2 weeks, it will be Elise Black and Clint Alphin. And as usual, I'm hyper excited about that show. And at the end of March, it will be Tom Smith, who is here with us, I believe. He was earlier.
He had to
And,
leave.
oh, okay. And Annette, I'm going to butcher her name. My apologies in advance, Annette. Wasilic?
Oh, she's fantastic.
Did I say it right?
Best I know how to say it, but yes, she's great.
Oh, you too, huh? Okay, so that's the month of March. We're booked all the way up through the end of May, and each one is at least as exciting as the one that preceded it, and sometimes more so. But I wouldn't be able to tell because I get so excited about all of these. Excited enough to wear shoes, even though you will never know about it. So, yeah,
Were you
I know.
supposed to wear shoes?
Only if you were excited. Anyway, that's what's coming up here. And if you'd like to be on the mailing list so that you have a steady running stream of what shows we're going to be doing, please put your email in the chat and make it clear that you want to be on the mailing list for Any Sunday Songwriters. Thanks.
Cool. Well, that last song, the subject matter is totally different because of the minor key of it. Made me think of this song. This song was inspired by painting, not a cave painting though. I was staying with a friend of mine in Portland a few years ago, playing some shows there, and his wife is a painter, and she had a painting in the bedroom where I was staying in their basement of a red crow. There's no such thing. But after I woke up to that crow for about a week, I decided that the crow needed a song. So this is also the title song from my last record from 2019. Well, there's a red crow outside my window, and you don't know what that's like, 'cause he's haunting me. He's taunting me, oh, in the fading light. Heard him calling as night was falling. Yes, he gave me such a fright. That red crow outside my window last night. So it's a mystery how I can think I see this thing that simply can't exist. But I saw him, I heard him calling. Belief is useless to resist. My heart fluttered, a prayer was uttered. My trembling hand reached for the light when I saw that red crow outside my window last night. Blood red feather on my windowsill. revealed itself at morning's light. I hold it in my hand and shiver still. Chill like icy fingers climbs my back. So my first thought today was to run away, leave this terror far behind. But when he found me, my spirit bound me to this fate I can't unwind. So I am sitting in the kitchen, window open to the wind, and I'm just waiting for that red crow to descend. Descend. There's a red crow outside my window, and you don't know what that's like. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Okay, so I could go a couple of different directions from there. I think I'm gonna stick with omens and fear. And this is a super new one. This is written in the last couple of days. Last night you forgot the rules to a game that you've played all your life. You didn't know how to move the pieces or roll the dice. I tried compassion and reason, but I didn't know what to do. Suddenly I understood just how much you no longer knew. Watching the weaving unravel, seeing the seams come apart. I'm holding the threads and it's breaking my heart. You were the one who knew how to take what would come day by day. Somehow it seemed that whatever the crisis, you'd find a way. At first just a few words went missing, but now you can hardly get by. You're angry, bewildered, and frightened about this, and so am I. Watching the weaving unravel, seeing the seams come apart. I'm holding the threads and it's breaking my heart. As you lose your bearing, I'll search and I'll promise to meet you wherever you are. I no longer know the rules to this game that it's my turn to play. And sometimes I'm tempted to upend the table and walk away. But it's left to me to be patient and figure out just what to do. 'Cause everything I know of hope and persistence I learned from you. Watching the weaving unravel, seeing the seams come apart. I'm holding the threads and it's breaking my heart. Thank you.
What a beautiful song. Both of those. I'm going to do something from my latest project, my most recent project. I have to struggle to remember not to say last project, because God forbid, you know. My most recent project was Bible stories, but not the way you've ever heard them. And most of them have a decided feminist slant to them, as does this one. I've got something to say, though I'm not allowed to speak. I may not show my anger, but I am far from meek. The Lord smote us both, David, through your son, born and dead within a week. You spied while I was bathing. You knew I was alone, and I had to obey you when you called to me to come. While my husband was away, David, you took me from my home. Who do you think you are then? Who do you think you are then? Stealing roses from your neighbor's garden. My husband was a fine man, a loyal man and true, an honorable and kind man, just not a king like you. Sent him into mortal danger, David, while within me your child grew. Who do you think you are then? Who do you think you are then? Stealing roses from your neighbor's garden. There are commandments, there are commitments, and there are always consequences. My name is Bathsheba, and I will be your queen, and the mother of Solomon, so I will bear the shame. But the rose you stole, David, will forever wear a stain. Who do you think you are then? Who do you think you are then? Stealing roses. Who do you think you are then? Who do you think you are then? Stealing roses from your neighbor's garden. Thank you. I've got to tell you something real quick. I never remembered to take the Christmas wreath off the door because I like it. It's pretty. And last year when I did that, a couple of birds built their nest in it. and I could see them through the glass window, which is where the wreath hangs. And I just realized that the fluttering and movement that I see around the door is two more birds building a nest in my wreath. They don't like it when the door opens. And last year, the mama bird left after a couple of weeks. But this time, I think I'm going out the back door.
That's funny. Oh, you guys, like, y'all write a lot of songs. I kind of tend to wrestle with them for like months. I get one idea and I just beat it to death, put it up, and then bring it back. I go, well, I wrote this one just 10 minutes ago. No, not really. This is one that it's going to be on my new record, and I just finished it. But to be honest, I worked on it for about 3 months. So. Sun's gone to sleep, the moon creeps towards the horizon. Stars patiently wait, anticipate their turn to shine. The evening is quiet except for the breeze through the aspens, till the silence is split by the low, lonely moan of a train. And it's always a train, deep in the dark, haunting my dreams, troubling my heart. When memory is lost, one will remain. It's always a train. Well, I can't explain why the sound of a train makes me lonely. As it fades from the canyon, abandons me here in the night, leaving the stars and the moon as my only companions, like an echo repeating over and over again. It's always a train, deep in the dark, haunting my dreams, troubling my heart. Memory is lost, one will remain. It's always a train, thrilling me, chilling me, like distant thunder. It's shaking me, waking me, dragging me under. It's always a train, there in the dark, haunting my dreams, troubling my heart. Memories are lost, one will remain. It's always a train. It's always a train. Always a train. It's always a train. Thank you.
Okay, well, I have two train songs, but one of them is so old that I don't remember it, and one of them is so new that I don't know how to play it. So I'll go with the song that will for sure be on my next album, part of that theme. My father's piano, the one that I learned on, a source of both friction and calm. The The other kids' fathers liked bourbon and baseball, while mine preferred Mozart and Brahms. And once every evening I'd sit down beside him. With 4 hands we'd each find a roll. My father's piano, the sound of my childhood. Together we'd play heart and soul. My father's piano he saved half his life for, until his turn finally came. The borrowed old uprights he first learned to play on were instruments only in name. The sensitive action, the glorious soundboard he dreamed of since he was a boy. My father's piano, the sound of my childhood, the one thing we knew brought him joy. My father's piano now sits in the basement, its majesty mostly for show. His once nimble fingers, arthritic and painful, his memory starting to go. It's west of Chicago and I live in Boston, so I wrote this song on guitar. My father's piano, the sound of my childhood, its melodies still travel far. My father's piano was still standing silent the last time that I came to town. Though years since he'd played, I uncovered the keys and insisted that we both sit down. When we had started, his fingers remembered the fragments becoming a whole. My father's piano, the sound of my childhood, when once more we played heart and soul. Thank you.
Wonderful. This is the last of our anti-penultimate, or maybe that's the wrong one. It's the penultimate, and the next round will be our last round. I'm quoting from Have Some Madeira, Madeira, which I was talking about with Andy last night. So I know that word only because of a lime lighter. So this also has to do with handing things down and things that your father had. Not my father in particular. As I mentioned earlier, Austin's traffic problem is monumental, and that's mainly because we are getting a huge, and have for several years now, a huge influx of population from other parts of the country. And they all bring their cars, because of course. But it's reached crisis proportions in more than one way. The traffic's bad enough, but I have a friend who's in real estate, and what she said the other day was that there were 225 available single-family homes in Austin, and the demand is something like 1,000 a week. So it's definitely a seller's market. And it has the developers scurrying around looking for things to develop to meet this housing shortage because it's a seller's market. So this song was, the prompt actually was go find a headline and write a song around it. What I did was I got online, because we only get the paper on Sunday and Wednesdays. I got online and went to the local paper, and I found a video of this story, and I was sitting there taking notes on the video and realized that he was practically writing the song for me. So here it is. My daddy really loved this land. I'd feel I was betraying him if I was the one to let it go. He used to say if you had pliers and a roll of baling wire, well, you could fix most anything that broke. Family history's big for me. Great-great-granddad born in slavery. When he was freed, he came to Texas. Bought this land with saved up gold. His descendants each have owned it. I don't propose to be the one to lose it. So it's not for sale. The land is not for sale. The city needs more houses. That I understand. But Papa Connor's land is not for sale. I'm leaving it to my granddaughter. I want to do that for her, 'cause she lost her dad when she was only 5. I do believe that he is watching, happy with these things I'm doing, the things he'd do if he were alive. And it's not for sale. The land is not for sale. The city needs more houses, so I understand. But Papa Connor's land is not for sale. She can be anything she wants to be, write her own future. She will keep the land and story going for those who come after. And it's not for sale. This land is not for sale. The city needs more houses. Yeah, I understand. But Papa Connor's land is not for sale. The city needs more houses, so I understand. But Papa Connor's land is not for sale. My daddy really loved this land. I'd feel I was betraying him if I were the one to let it go. Thank you. So here we go on our last round.
I'm going to pull up my shrunken guitar here. I washed it and it shrunk a little bit. Well, I turned 69 years old this year. I realize there are a lot of people older than me, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to hang around just as long as I possibly can. Even this convinced me, even during this pandemic, that that was going to be the case. In fact, I even survived my second Moderna shot this week, which was no small feat. It was not fun. So I wrote this song with a good friend of mine. I had started it. We live about 4 miles from a huge nature preserve on the Sabine River. We live out in the country, and it's about, I guess, probably 4,000 acres or something like that. And there's an old railroad track that goes through there. The track's been pulled out, and it's a trail, and it's kind of swampy, and there's alligators and lots of wild hogs and stuff like that out there. But I like to walk out there, try to walk every day when it's not raining. And I was walking out there with my dog Merle one day, and I flushed a whippoorwill, which you don't see much. And for those of you that aren't from the South, or a whippoorwill is a nocturnal bird that you hardly ever see. They have a very distinctive call, which sounds like whippoorwill. And I flushed this whippoorwill, and as I was getting back to my truck, there was a mockingbird, which happens to also be the state bird of Texas, sitting on a fence post just singing his little heart out. And I started this song, and I pitched it to my friend Randy Palmer that I write with a lot, and he said, "There's just no people in it." And I said, "Well, let's fix it." So it's typical. It's when he says, "Let's fix something." It took about 10 minutes, and we wrote the verse that finished the song, and it's very appropriate for right now because personally, I'm not ready yet. It goes like this. Well, the whippoorwill, she sings all night, the mockingbird all day, and I love to hear their pretty little songs. It means that the world's okay. Means everything's okay. Hey. Then the barn owl hunts the whippoorwill, the hawk, the mockingbird, and they hide out in the tall, tall grass. Their song will not be heard. Song will not be heard, 'cause they're not ready. They're not ready yet. Oh, they're not ready. They're not ready yet. No, someday they'll fly away. They're not ready yet. He's her handsome man at 98. She's a bride of 93. Still holding hands and making plans for that diamond jubilee. That diamond jubilee. 'Cause they're not ready. They're not ready yet. Oh, they're not ready. They're not ready yet. No, someday they'll fly away. They're not ready yet. One day I'll rise on eagle wings, way up in the sky, and I'll leave behind hate, death, and war. Among the stars I'll fly. Among the stars I'll fly. But I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. No, someday I'll fly away, but I'm not ready yet. Thank you. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Beth. This has been fun. Hope to get to do it again. Beth, I hope we get to meet in person someday.
Indeed.
I plan on making up
Any
to
of us
Nerf.
can meet in person.
I plan to make it up to NERFA one of these days when everything opens back up, and maybe I'll see you then. So
Absolutely. Okay, that was I
Let us
love.
know when you're coming to Israel.
Love the traditional sound of that. Thank you so much, Jan, for doing this in general for everyone, but also for convincing me to play this way. I literally have been avoiding this all pandemic. I keep thinking, okay, music will come back live. I can just wait it out, and coping with all the other things that needed to be coped with. But this has been a ton of fun, and I really appreciate the invitation. And I have no idea why I said yes, but I'm glad I did. So thank you.
I'm glad too.
traveling on this weary journey, carrying out my turn. Where there is sorrow, pain, and suffering, I am hoping I can learn a song of joy that will last through the night, a song that you'll sing with me while I'm here and carry on when I'm gone. Timid and small, my words don't carry, muted by fear and doubt. But when I join my voice with others, I am able to sing out a song of joy that will last till the dawn, a song that you'll sing with me when I'm here and carry on when I'm gone. Muscle and bone are temporary, I won't be here for long, but in the moment I've been given, I can still sing a song of joy that will last till the dawn, a song that you'll sing with me when I'm here and carry on when I'm gone. I'm growing old, I'm just one person, how many can I reach? So if you are my true companion, I hope you'll help me teach a song of joy that will last till the dawn, a song that you'll sing with me when I'm here and carry on when I'm gone, a song of joy that will last till the dawn, a song that you'll sing with me when I'm here and carry on when I'm gone, and carry on when I'm gone. Thanks so much to everyone for being here.
It's been a joy and a pleasure to have both of you. After we get through, I'm going to sneak around from the back and take a picture of my front door and post it on Facebook so y'all can see what. I mean, there's lots of activity on my front door. So your song of joy went very well with it, by the way.
Thanks, everybody. I can't say enough. Thank you, Jan. This was. I haven't had this much fun and been conscious.
Well, I'm going to do one last one for y'all, and it was also written from a prompt in a song challenge, and the prompt was cracked, and at almost the identical moment that I found that out for that week, I belong to a group that does this every week. In fact, I've got a song due tonight, which isn't written yet, by the way. I have stumbled across a picture of, there is a Japanese art form, and it has to do with broken pottery. When something breaks, it gets put back together with resin infused with gold and ends up being more beautiful than it was when it was whole. And that, coupled with Leonard Cohen, there's a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in. This is what resulted. In case you're wondering, are you doing it right? You are. All the lessons you learned are gold. All the scars where you healed are strong. You may once or twice have been broken, but you've done nothing wrong. All the obstacles in your path, all the trials you rose above, all those faults that you think you have, they are why you are loved. Your light shines through. Your light shines through. It's what makes you you. and the cracks are there so your light shines. Your light shines. All the outcomes that didn't match, all your plans and all your dreams, all that beauty you think you lack, is ablaze for all to see. And your light shines through, your light shines through, that's what makes you you. And the cracks are there so your light shines. Your light shines. It's true, you are not perfect, but no one is perfect, and that matters so much less than you'd expect. 'Cause your light shines through, your light shines through, it's what makes you you. And the cracks are there so your light shines. Your light shines through, your light shines through, that's what makes you you. And those cracks are there so your light shines. Your light shines through. Thank you all so much for being here. It's been a pleasure to see you and play for you. Can we all uncloak to say goodbye? Is that a possibility? I watch too much Star Trek, you know.
Thank y'all so much. That was really fun.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Randy Brown. Thank you, Beth DeSambry. I can't begin to tell you what a pleasure it was that you both said yes.
Thanks so much for inviting us. Thanks, everyone.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Storm. I'll check it out.
I'm going to go take my picture now.
I'm going to go pee.
Thank you all for a lovely evening.
Thank y'all.
You're entirely welcome.
Night.